Crazy Charlie, another one of the classic flies. Originally is a bonefish fly, fished off the flats. It's supposed to look like a crustacean or maybe fish fry. Works very well. Now I've found a way to port it over to BFS to make it castable, a weight that is castable. Works out to be around 2 grams. Should be doable by most people on good BFS gear. First, we're going to secure the thread. For this pattern, use hook with a shorter shank, like a live bait hook, for example. That's what I'm using here, the Daiichi brand live bait hook. You want a shorter shank for this fly. Helps with the presentation. First thing we're going to do is to attach dumbbell eyes. So these are used frequently in fly tying, and they're made of tungsten. So for their size, they are actually heavier than lead. How do you attach tungsten eyes? This is one method where you put 2 bumps. One bump here, another bump here, to seat the eye properly so it doesn't shift easily. So kind of like a valley between 2 hills. So I'll try to do it this way. You can see it easier. Seat it in the valley. Go 1, 2, 3. So you have it this way. Now you need to come back this way. Go behind and come back 1, 2, 3. See how it's no longer planted to one side. You basically keep doing that. 1, 2, 3. Go around. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you need to lash it onto the bottom. So how do you lash? Basically go like that, like that, like that. So it's basically figures of 8 this way, and then cross the shank this way, cross the shank. Yeah, basically you get the idea. So you lash it, cross the shank, lash it, cross the shank, lash it, cross the shank, lash it. Then go back to this again until you build up enough to seat it well. See? Need to be tight enough. 90 degree angle to the shank. Oh, by the way, if you use a live bait hook, it shouldn't be offset, as in this way, because in some cases when you retrieve this fly, if you have a offset hook, the fly will spin. So try to select a hook that is inline. This goes for every fly. Okay, now that we have the head, super glue. Don't need a lot, just enough to soak through the thread. This is a 1 gram dumbbell eye. It's not enough to cast on BFS unless you're very talented and using top of the range gear. So we need to add weight to bring it near to 2 grams. And we do that with solder. This is lead, I think. It's heavy. So we anchor the lead here and bring it all the way down to near the bend of the hook. And then we're going to wrap it back up. So the lower down you go, the heavier your fly can be. On a classic Crazy Charlie, it ends around here, but we can go a bit more. That should be fine. Next, you bring your thread back up loosely, and we're going to pop it onto the cradle this way and wrap in tight wraps. But don't pull too hard on the solder because it will snap. Try and seat it as neatly as you can. In the classic Crazy Charlie, instead of lead wire, we use either thick monofilament or some other material that is translucent or transparent that can be wound up the shank to make it look like probably the body, how the body looks on a crustacean. Okay, I think that about does it. If you want to go more, you can go underneath depending on how much space you have here, but I think ours is enough. Okay, because we are going to use super glue, you can just tie it off behind the eye here. See, just a few wraps will do. Cut it off. You can flatten it and tidy it up a little bit with more wraps of thread. Okay, that should do it. What we're going to do next is to color this with some nail polish. Get your cradle in. Let's start off with white base. Wait for that to dry. Alright, next A bit of pearlescent color would be nice. Gotta be careful not to put too thick a coat, it will take forever to dry. I'm just blowing on it to hopefully get it to dry faster. Okay, now the top coat. Actually, I recommend putting a top coat on top of any pearlescent layer, anything that has suspended glitter, because it helps to bring out the glitter a little bit more, makes it easier to, can I say, sparkle from a wider angle of view. I don't know whether that's coming across. Okay, it seems dry already. The next step is to tie on some crystal flash, and I want the crystal flash to be sitting on top. So I've chosen some clear and a bit of red crystal flash. I'm going to cut it here, and that's enough. And the last step would be some bucktail. You don't need a lot of bucktail. Actually, less is more, particularly for the Crazy Charlie. It's a very sparse fly. Part of the reason that works, I guess, is because that sparseness actually translates into the feeling of translucence, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but I think it makes sense to me. So just aligning the fibers to be as uniform as possible. Just want it to sit here, slightly past the bend of the hook. So for this fly, you actually don't want the bucktail to sit too flat. You want it to flare a little bit, so just tighten a wrap here. It'll start to flare. It's flaring already. You can make it flare up towards the point of the hook. Let's just adjust how it's sitting. Oops, some came out. Okay, then we can just end off the fly. 1, 2, 3. Bit of super glue, especially since the bucktail is only held at the very tip. It's good to let the super glue soak into the fiber so that they don't easily get dislodged. Right, let's weigh it. Let's see how close we got to practical BFS casting weight. And that's it. Crazy Charlie. Thanks for watching.